It is precisely the quality of a magnet that lies latent in the heart. The loftiest creativity is pervaded with this great law. Thus, every consummation, every unification, every cosmic union is achieved through the flame of the heart. Please continue watching for messages from the Agni Yoga, Volume Heart, by Nicholas and Helena Roerich.
The esteemed mystical and philosophical writers Nicholas Roerich and his wife Helena Roerich are two of the most influential spiritual thought leaders from Russia. They are recognized for founding a doctrine called Agni Yoga, also known as living ethics, believed to be a synthesis of all yogas, spiritual disciplines. Agni Yoga focuses on the daily practice of love, beauty, and noble action. Nicholas Roerich was also a very cherished artist whose illuminating paintings, charged with the energy of his mystical experiences, drew many pilgrims from around the world. His wife, Helena Roerich, was the reason for his interest in Eastern spirituality and theosophy. Thus, the artist even depicted her in his painting titled She Who Leads. Traveling extensively throughout Asia to deepen their spiritual studies, the Roerichs eventually met their master in Darjeeling, India. The ascended venerated Master Moria, also known as El Moria, is a master of Great White Brotherhood, an order of ascended masters and their incarnated disciples, one of whom was Helena Blavatsky. In fact, Master Moria inspired the founding of the Theosophical Society, and to the Roerichs, he was the inspiration behind all of their noble ideals for the world. Moria revealed messages of higher wisdom to Nicholas and Helena Roerich, which they recorded on paper and later gathered into a series of texts. We will now read a selection from one of Roerich's series of volumes, Science of Agni Yoga, entitled Heart. Each line in the following text emphasizes the deep significance and capacity of the human heart to house a magnetism, which can connect us with new heights of evolution. After our daily labors, let us gather in conversation about the heart. It will lead us through the earthly domains to the subtle world and thereby bring us closer to the realm of fire. To see with the eyes of the heart, to hear the roar of the world with the ears of the heart, to peer into the future with the understanding of the heart, to remember past accumulations through the heart. That is how the aspirant must boldly advance on the path of ascent. Creativity embraces the fiery potential and comes to be saturated with the sacred fire of the heart. Therefore, on the path of the hierarchy, on the path of the great service, on the path of communion, synthesis is the one luminous path of the heart. How can seekers radiate the rays manifested if there is no flame affirmed in their hearts? It's precisely the quality of a magnet that lies latent in the heart. The loftiest creativity is pervaded with this great law. Thus, every consummation, every unification, every cosmic union is achieved through the flame of the heart. In what way can a foundation be laid for great steps? Truly, only by way of the heart. The arcs of consciousness merge in the flame of the heart. So, let us keep in mind the wondrous attraction of the magnet of the heart, which links all manifestations. Indeed, the silver thread that connects the teacher with the disciple is the great magnet of the heart. The unification of the teacher and disciple affirms the essence of all aspects of evolution. Many legends tell how wishes were fulfilled, but they do not speak about the basic condition, about the main character being in a quandary, a situation with no way out, and this condition sharpens desires until they become immutable. Even a small detour takes the edge of the arrow of immutability, but just as a person who is not used to the water is able to swim when in danger of being drawn to the bottom, so the solution that fulfills a wish is found when every path has been cut off. People say that a miracle has occurred, but often it's only a sharper focusing of psychic energy. The heart, the sun of the organism, is the focus of psychic energy. Thus, when we speak about the heart, we must keep in mind the law of psychic energy. It is wonderful to have a sense of this heart as the sun of suns of the universe. We must understand the sun of the highest hierarchy to be our banner. How wondrous and beautiful is this banner, like an invincible force. Once our eyes have assimilated its radiance, the radiance reflected in our hearts. Whether people call the heart the abode of the Elohim, God, or the synthesis of syntheses, it remains the focus. Even those who only see the heart in terms of its lower physiological functions regard it with care. How much more deeply then should a person listen to the heart when he knows about the magnet and the silver thread? That is why the teacher draws you away from everything narrowly physical, so as to remind you through each organ about the spiritual world. It is a festival for us when pure thinking is transferred into the sphere of invisible existence. People should be led into the abode of the Elohim, God, with great urgency, as if danger were on their heels. You can recognize that the chosen ones are on the path if the invisible world has become real and accessible to them. You may then notice that the consciousness is growing and the very organs of the body are being transformed, nourished as they are by the link to the hierarchy. The heart is a temple, but not a hall of idols. So while we have nothing against the construction of a temple, fetishism or bazaars are unacceptable to us. Likewise, when we talk about building a temple in the form of a heart, we do not have in mind a heart-shaped building. We are indicating the temple's inner significance. A true temple cannot exist unless there is awareness of the infinite chain. Similarly, the heart is in contact with all the sensations of the cosmos. The heart's anguish or joy resonates to the distant spheres. Why then is anguish felt more often than joy? Of course, the constant perturbations in the cosmos agitate the heart that is attuned to them. That is why the service of such a heart has great weight on the scales of the world. Help out in the construction of the world. There is neither a day nor an hour when the world is free of danger. To discern the dangers, not 2 eyes are necessary, but 3, as shown on the banner of the Lord. One should understand that the temple of the heart gives rise to an urgent sensation. It was no accident that the heart was marked with the sign of the cross. Indeed, the sign of the cross is an eternal companion of the temple of the heart. New circumstances will reveal the path to the future. Truth is always the same, but combinations are different, as they depend on the consciousness. So much that is beautiful ends up being destroyed due to ignorance of the temple of the heart. but let us adamantly strive to be aware of heartfelt warmth, and let us start feeling ourselves to be the bearers of this temple. That is how we can cross over the threshold into the new world. How inconsequential are the people who imagine that the new world is not for them. Bodies may differ, but the spirit cannot evade the new world. Warm-hearted viewers, we appreciate your kind presence for today's Words of Wisdom. Please join us again tomorrow for part 2 of Selection from Science of Agni Yoga, Heart, by spiritual messengers Nicholas and Helena Roerich, vegetarians.